Take a slow breath. Let the weight of the day soften. Here, in this quiet corner of words and wonder, stories unfold like incense in the dark, gently, without force. If you find yourself drawn to truths wrapped in human longing, you're in the right place. Subscribe and let the stillness speak. The unseen spark. Mia's desk was a battlefield of sticky notes and coffee cups, her laptop glowing in the dim office light. It was past 10, and the city outside hummed with a restless energy, but inside it was just her and Liam. They'd been best friends since college, their late-night work sessions a ritual born of shared ambition. Tonight, though, something felt different. His laugh lingered a little longer, his glances held a weight she hadn't noticed before. "You're gonna burn out, Mia," Liam teased, leaning over her shoulder to point at a spreadsheet. His breath grazed her neck, and she froze, her pulse quickening. She laughed it off, but the air had shifted like a match struck in a dark room. Across town, Sophie sprawled on their shared apartment couch, scrolling through photos of the three of them. Beach trips, karaoke nights, moments when life felt unbreakable. She paused on a shot of Liam, his easy smile cutting through her. She'd loved him quietly for years, her feelings tucked away like a secret she was too afraid to name. But lately, she'd noticed Mia and Liam's late nights, their inside jokes growing private. Her chest tightened. She texted Mia, "Still at the office? Don't work too hard." No reply. Sophie set her phone down, the silence louder than she wanted. Back at the office, the company's annual party loomed, a glitzy event where Mia, as marketing lead, had to shine. Liam was her plus one, as always. They prepped their presentation, but the numbers blurred as their banter turned playful. "You're gonna charm the whole room tomorrow," Liam said, his eyes catching hers. Mia smirked, but her heart stumbled. She didn't know why his words felt like a confession. Or maybe she did. The moment hung, fragile, until her phone buzzed Sophie's message. Guilt flickered, but she pushed it down. "Let's call it a night," she said, her voice too bright. The party was a blur of champagne and handshakes. Mia, in a sleek black dress, worked the crowd, her ambition a quiet fire. Liam, charming as ever, stayed close, his hand brushing hers as they passed drinks. Sophie arrived late, her smile strained. She watched them, her best friend and the man she loved, moving like they belonged to each other. Then, in a quiet corner by the balcony, it happened. Liam leaned in, his hand on Mia's waist, and they kissed, a fleeting, reckless moment that tasted of desire and betrayal. Sophie, unseen, turned away, her heart a knot of thorns. Shadows of trust. The morning after the party, Mia woke to a headache and a memory that burned. Liam's kiss replayed in her mind, a mix of thrill and dread. She checked her phone, no messages from Sophie, just a work email demanding her attention. She dragged herself to the kitchen, where Sophie sat, coffee in hand, her eyes distant. "Late night?" Sophie asked, her tone sharp enough to cut. Mia nodded, avoiding her gaze. The silence between them was new, heavy with things unsaid. Mia wanted to confess, to explain, but the words stuck. Instead, she grabbed her laptop and left for the office, the weight of Sophie's stare trailing her. Liam was already at work, his desk a mirror of her chaos with purpose. He caught her eye across the open-plan office, a fleeting smile that held too much. They didn't talk about the kiss, but it lingered in every pause, every brush of their hands passing files. Mia threw herself into her project, hoping work would drown the confusion. But whispers followed her. Colleagues noticed their closeness, their late nights. "Mia and Liam, huh?" a co-worker teased. She laughed it off, but her stomach churned. She wasn't ready to name what they were or weren't. Sophie, meanwhile, wrestled with her own storm. She'd seen the kiss, a moment that shattered her quiet hopes. She loved Liam, but she loved Mia too, their friendship a lifeline through years of heartbreak and dreams. Now betrayal gnawed at her. She confronted Mia that evening, her voice trembling. "Is something going on with you and Liam?" Mia froze, her denial too quick, too thin. Sophie's eyes welled up. "I've loved him for years, Mia. You knew that?" The truth landed like a blow. Mia stammered, guilt flooding her. But Sophie walked away, the doors slam echoing. Liam, caught in the middle, felt the ground shift. He cared for Mia, her fire, her drive, but Sophie's quiet strength had always anchored him. He hadn't meant to hurt anyone, but his feelings for both women tangled like vines. He tried talking to Sophie, but her pain was a wall. "You chose her," she said, her voice breaking. He didn't correct her. At work, he and Mia kept their distance, but the pull was there, magnetic and dangerous. Gossip spread, a colleague's snide remark about office romance reaching their boss. Mia's promotion hung in the balance, and Liam's loyalty wavered under the strain. By week's end, the trio was fractured. Mia buried herself in work, Sophie withdrew, and Liam drifted, unable to bridge the gap. Each carried their own wound, Mia's ambition clashing with her guilt, Sophie's love warring with her anger, Liam's charm crumbling under his indecision. The trust they'd built over years felt like sand slipping through their fingers. Yet in the quiet moments, each wondered if there was a way back, or if the truth, once spoken, would only deepen the divide. The weight of desire. Mia couldn't pinpoint when she stopped fighting it. Maybe it was the late-night texts from Liam, his words soft and searching, or the way his presence filled the empty spaces of her ambition. One evening, after a brutal day of meetings, they found themselves alone in the office, again. The tension snapped like a taut string. His hand found hers, then her cheek, and they kissed, this time not fleeting, but hungry, reckless. They stumbled into a supply room, the door barely closed before their bodies pressed closer, desire drowning out the guilt. It was fleeting, a moment of heat and surrender, but it changed everything. Mia left first, her heart racing, her mind screaming at her to stop, to think, but her body still hummed with his touch. Sophie felt the distance growing, a chasm she couldn't cross. She moved through their apartment like a ghost, her laughter gone, her eyes hollow. She saw Mia's late returns, the faint glow of her phone at night, and knew. The betrayal wasn't just Liam, it was Mia, her sister in all but blood, choosing to hide the truth. Sophie poured her pain into a journal, words of love and loss spilling out. One night, she left it open, a quiet act of defiance. Mia found it the next morning, Sophie's raw confession of love for Liam, her hurt over their secrecy. Mia's chest tightened, shame mixing with defiance. She wanted Liam, wanted this fire, but at what cost? Liam was torn, his charm no match for the mess he'd made. He craved Mia's intensity, the way she challenged him, but Sophie's pain haunted him. He tried to fix things, meeting Sophie for coffee, his apologies clumsy. "I didn't mean for this," he said, but her gaze was cold. "You didn't stop it either," she replied. Back at work, the gossip had teeth now. Their boss called Mia in, her tone clipped. "Keep your personal life out of the office or your promotion's off the table." Mia nodded, but inside, she seethed. She'd worked too hard to lose it all. Yet, every stolen glance with Liam felt like a gamble she couldn't quit. The breaking point came at a team dinner. Sophie, invited by a coworker, sat across from Mia and Liam, her presence a silent accusation. The air crackled with unspoken truths. Liam's hand brushed Mia's under the table, and Sophie's fork clattered to her plate. She stood, her voice low but steady. "I'm done pretending everything's fine. You both lied to me." The table went silent, eyes darting. Mia's face burned, Liam's jaw tightened, but neither spoke. Sophie left, the door swinging shut behind her. That night, Mia and Liam fought her ambition, clashing with his indecision, their passion souring into blame. "What are we even doing?" Mia asked, her voice breaking. Liam had no answer. Each carried their scars now. Mia's drive felt hollow, her success tainted by loss. Liam's easy smile hit a man adrift, caught between two women he couldn't choose. Sophie, though broken, felt a strange clarity. Her love for Liam was real, but so was her need to let go. The trio stood at a crossroads, their bonds frayed but not severed. Could they find a way through the pain, or would their desires pull them further apart? Buddhist wisdom, the nature of craving. In the quiet of their separate lives, Mia, Liam, and Sophie each faced a truth as old as time. The heart's longing can bind as much as it frees. Buddhist teachings, through the Four Noble Truths, offer a gentle lens for their pain. The first truth tells us suffering exists in Mia's guilt, Sophie's heartbreak, Liam's indecision. The second points to craving as the root. Mia craved Liam's fire, a spark to light her driven world. Sophie craved his love, a dream she held too tightly. Liam craved both, unable to let either go. This craving for love, control, or certainty wove their suffering, each desire a thread, pulling them deeper into conflict. The Buddha taught that attachment is like grasping a flame. The tighter we hold, the more we burn. Mia's ambition, tangled with her feelings, became a trap. Sophie's unspoken love grew heavy, a weight she carried alone. Liam's indecision, born of wanting to please, left him adrift. Yet the third truth offers hope. Suffering can end, not by seizing what we want, but by loosening our grip. Letting go doesn't mean abandoning love, it means freeing it from expectation, allowing it to breathe. The fourth truth, the path, points to a way forward, not to erase desire, but to hold it lightly with wisdom and care. Their story mirrors our own. We crave connection, validation, or certainty, and when it slips away, we suffer. But in this suffering lies a chance to see clearly. Mia, Liam, and Sophie stand at this edge, their pain a teacher if they choose to listen. The path ahead isn't about fixing what broke, but understanding why it hurt and finding peace within the imperfection. 3 ways to untangle the heart. The path to peace, as Mia, Liam, and Sophie might find, begins with small, intentional steps. Buddhist wisdom offers 3 ways to loosen the heart's knots, guiding us through the tangle of desire and pain. First, practice mindful awareness. Pause when emotions surge: anger, longing, guilt, and observe them like clouds passing in the sky. Mia could sit with her guilt, noticing its weight without rushing to fix it. Liam might watch his indecision, seeing it as a fleeting thought, not a truth. Sophie could breathe through her hurt, letting it soften without judgment. This pause creates space, a moment to choose clarity over impulse, grounding us in the present where healing begins. Second, cultivate compassion for yourself and others. Recognize that everyone struggles, their actions shaped by their own pain. Sophie might see Mia's betrayal as a mistake, not malice, and offer herself kindness for loving so deeply. Mia could forgive herself for her choices, understanding they came from a human need for connection. Liam might extend patience to both women and himself, knowing indecision is part of being human. Compassion doesn't erase hurt, but it softens the edges, reminding us we're all stumbling through the same fragile dance of life. Third, embrace impermanence. Nothing lasts unchanged. Not love, not pain, not even betrayal. Sophie's heartbreak, though heavy, will shift with time. Mia's passion for Liam, so consuming now, may fade or transform. Liam's confusion is not his forever. By accepting that feelings and relationships evolve, we release the need to cling or control. This letting go isn't loss, it's freedom to meet each moment as it comes, unburdened by what was or what might be. For Mia, Liam, and Sophie, these steps offer a way forward, not to rewrite their story, but to walk through it with grace. If something in this story stayed with you, don't keep it quiet. Share it. Someone else may be waiting for just this kind of reminder. Subscribe for more stories where heartache meets healing and the unseen becomes known. Remember, even the darkest entanglements can lead us back to light.